Vintage. We here live and direct up in the studio, getting ready to get gritty. Uh, I love the fact that y'all are hanging with us, y'all keeping up with us. Every week you keep tuning in. I want you to know something, right? Tonight, I want you to be intentional about your healing, about your journey. I want you to be intentional about where you desire to be, and don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't be it, right? So we sitting here live in studio. Go to your phone applications for iOS, Android, Google, Spotify. Go on and download Top Class Radio. Download it to your phone or to whatever device you got. And come on and listen in. Tune in, share it, tell a friend, phone a friend, tell your family. I need you all to tune in because tonight we going live. It's something special. Get ready to go down. And I don't want you to miss not one beat, right? Stage left. Go to IG and friend at 609 stage left. Y'all need me to say that again? At 609 stage left. You know what it is. We get ready to go hard. I'm appreciative of all that we are doing this week. I got my sister friend, my queen sister friend up in here in the studio. And if you don't know who she is tonight, let me reintroduce her to the world and let me introduce her to those of you that don't know. I'm sitting in the studio live with Officially Inside Out, other known as Vernine Hill, because that's the government, but we're going to give you the artistry first, right? What's up, sis?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm excited that you're here. I really am. I don't think that people get an opportunity to see us as often anymore. They see us, but then we like, gotta go because I got things I gotta do. I got a whole list of things. I got time to be
Got
playing.
a whole calendar now.
Y'all heard her. She got a whole calendar. So if you want to book her, make sure you go to Officially Inside Out. Okay, we ain't playing no games. This not a game. But yeah, we got busier lives because we're artists and we're in the field and we're doing some major things. Not only that, but we're in tune with what our journeys are now. You know what I mean? So we don't have time for nonsense, and that's what I truly respect about my sister. She's not about that nonsense. She gets it in. She says what she has to say. She means what she says, and she says what she means. And I think that's that eye piece. That's why we connect so hard, because she's one of a kind. And I get upset when people mishandle my sisters and my brothers, because folks, they don't understand the type of gems that they have. You know what I mean? So tell them who you are. Tell the world who Vernine Hill is, Officially Inside Out. What are we doing? Who we are.
I'm just a plain old artist. Came from Pleasantville. Right here in Jersey. Dirty Jersey.
She said dirty Jersey. Dirty Jersey.
Dirty Jersey.
Dirty Jersey. Listen, we ain't heard that in a minute in a clip. But when we talk about Jersey, people have so many nicknames for it, but they don't give the respect to the Southern Jersey climate that we've built for so long.
Mm-hmm.
The artistry that we put out there, the respect goes into what our gifts. You know what I mean? We share them with the world, and tell the world what your gift is and what you actually do.
Gift. Well, I can say that I was just blessed with hands, and there's nothing that I can't do.
Right.
It's easier to say probably what I can't do, other than what I can do.
Okay.
But there's nothing that I can't do.
Listen, it's a lot you can.
I promise you.
Come on now.
I can't fix a car though.
Oh. I'm gonna help you on that end. I don't mind getting gritty with it.
Yeah, no, but in the artistry world of art, as far as painting and mixed media, I pretty much learned all the rules, and I'm known to break them. So I don't live inside that box.
I know that's right. Boxes. They for boring people. We don't do boxes around these parts.
Yeah.
I heard that. Keep them boxes over there. We don't do boxes. So I was at all. I saw you sculpting a piece, and I absolutely loved it. By the way, let me side piece this real quick. My sister has an intern. Her name is Rihanna Green with an E. With an E, y'all. Okay. You know, like but Rihanna also helped you put this piece together.
Hmm.
And it turned out to be I think when I finally seen the finished product, I was like, whoa. Tell us about those wings
Oh.
and where they ended up at. Where did they land at?
um when it comes to me and my girls, there's two of them. There's Rihanna Green and then there's Keisha Renee.
Okay.
I normally just show up and say, hey, I got this picture, I got this design, this is what we're gonna do.
Where?
And they normally look at me like, okay. So they came in the garage and I opened it up and it was a stack of pallets that were already disassembled
Mm.
and some wood. And they were like, oh, you really mean like today?
Yeah.
This is what we doing today. And they were like, well, where's the instructions? Where's the outline? Where's the sketch for it? I'm like, well, I'm gonna just do it with the pencil.
Word.
And so pretty much sketched it out. They sat there and looked at me like I was crazy, but they just followed me in everything that I did. We cut everything out and we kind of did it along the way.
Word.
It was no real outline to it. Just kind of did it. It was something that I seen. The ones that I did see was actually half the size of that.
Mm.
So they turned out to be about 20 feet wide, spread it out properly, and it's
Wow.
about 9 foot tall. So right now we're in the process of getting it located in this place called Triangle Arts
Okay.
in Macon, Georgia.
Word.
So we went there the other day and talked to the founder, and it looks like everything is a go when I get back.
Word.
So
Word. That's big. That's big. And for many artists, it takes. Would you agree that it takes a good bit of time to actually find placement for their home, for their art, or to find a potential buyer, someone who is attracted by it?
we actually have a buyer. She wants but the ones that she wants a little smaller, and then
Mhm.
also some that are bigger. So we kind of fell in the middle of that. So what I did know is that I didn't want it placed back in my garage where we made it.
Right.
So it was hit the streets. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
So there's actually the Triangle Arts, like I said, the guy that runs it really has an open forum for different artists, different backgrounds. It's like a melting pot of just hands-on, from welding to sculptures to painting to muralists to graffiti artists to you name it. Like he's just got a huge melting pot. So
That's what's up.
I went there and told him that I would donate it to him.
Okay.
And because I'd rather it be somewhere that thousands of people will be able to come through.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw a whole little shindig together and make it a big thing.
Come on now, man. Say, listen, I tell y'all, your gift will make room for you.
It does.
You just got to follow it, okay? You got to let it do what it's going to take
Absolutely.
on a whole personality by itself. It's crazy.
It is.
And I remember, a while back when you were here and you were doing some art and some work, and, the process that you utilize, I know sometimes, as artists, a lot of our art comes out of whatever our trials and tribulations were, some of the things we've been through. Our journeys they speak for themselves.
Right.
Sometimes I got my angry poetry, I got my beat you down poetry,
Right.
I got my I feel like yelling today
Right.
poetry, you know what I mean? But then I got that sultry, I got that songstress, I got that mellowed out. I want to make it to where you see this, you feel like you're loved, you feel like things are finally looking in a different direction. Let's talk about your journey in the past couple of years. You know what I mean? And I know it's been up and down, and
It's been very trying. I can say most people who knew me in the years before 2016 probably didn't even know that I was an artist of in the manner that I am today. I'd make curtains, make pillowcases, make things for the kids, make the house up, things like that. But when it came to actually sketching, painting, drawing, like not too many people. Both my children were, or I should say, were and is very talented on that level. They were just as creative as I was. So 2016 things changed for me, and my daughter ended up in a car accident, and I had to come back from California here.
Mm-hmm.
And her being in and out the trauma unit for about a year, we used to lay in the bed together and just sketch and paint and go through the motions. We spent more time there than we did out in the streets or
Mhm.
at home or anything else. But in the background of all of that and everything that was going on, I needed to find peace for myself.
Wow.
And it was back at a place that I found comfort. So it was with the paintbrush, pencil, pen, whatever it was, to be able to just pour in.
Okay. So when we talk about pouring in, we talk about, you know, like we talk about our innermost feelings, and sometimes a lot of people don't really want to talk about that. Like we put the lock in the key, close it up, throw the key somewhere way back in
Deep.
yeah, deep. Because it, you know, when we have trials like that, we have wounds, some of them bring back vivid pictures of what we were, either whether we were running, whether we were walking, whether we were crawling, whether we were crying. It brings it back. And sometimes when we close that gate off, you know, we feel like sometimes that the closure has been there, but it hasn't been.
Right.
So are we finding closure, and are we getting into a position to get that closure? Because I understand that, you know, after all that's going on, you know, some people still want to sweep things up under the rug.
Yeah, I decided actually September the 17th that I was the 18th I was waking up as a different person.
Yes.
So what that means is that 2019 I ended up losing my daughter. She did commit suicide. It was a long journey. But with that, a lot of people look at that article that stated I broke that 6,000 original piece mark on September the 17th, and they're like, how?
Wow.
For me, art was my therapy.
Yeah.
So the more that I produced, the more that I was truly going through.
Right.
And most people have drug addictions or alcohol and things like that, or, you know, they're sex addicts or whatever. I just became addicted to my art. And so if you can imagine how many hours a person loses themselves within those moments, just know that that was me.
Yeah.
You know, and so I utilized that as my mask, as my cover up. So the more that I produced, it was those times that I was truly, truly going through everything.
Yeah.
So I've in the journey of my planning of my art show. It was 6 months prior to the date, and the reason being because my son went to school last year. So this year was officially the first year that I had to deal with my reality of my daughter being gone and then my son being gone. Didn't lose him. He left, you know, due to college and school and graduation and all that. But that empty nest on top of grieving was a tough moment. So I decided to plan an art show, told them like, this is what we're going to do.
That's right.
And they looked at me. Nobody really understood it all the way to the part of there's bits and pieces that was actually in my show that dealt with a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
Me actually growing up and being molested and being raped, I decided that, and also having issues with covering myself and my body and all those kind of things, that I decided I was going to do body modes. You know, even in the process of that, being naked in front of my team and all of that, man, I went through the motions. I cried my butt off in the process because I wanted to break those barriers and those things that held me back. So that was the reason that I had those body modes. It wasn't that I wanted to put my body on display because people see it and say what they want anyway.
Yeah.
But I had my own traumas that I wanted to let go.
Okay.
You know, and then narcissism is one that I planned on not giving away, but getting rid of, because that was 9 years of my life. But instead of what I decided to do, she's actually going to be exhibited and put in a place, in a position to speak volume for others. So narcissism is her name, and that was 9 years of my life. So she has a nice write-up for that. So that was airing that out as well. What else did I have? It was a couple pieces that was things that were put in my show. And it was a kind of let Juice and Breezy, the line that we ran a soft open on for my daughter. All of that was kind of just dealing with my reality and also letting things go, so that this next journey that I go on, I can go healed and wholeheartedly, you know.
Man. First of all, I just want to say, because I think, given the fact that everything was happening like it was a domino effect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it was at a time where I said, I got to let my sister just, breathe
Mm-hmm.
and have her peace. Because, see, for me, it's like I'm one of those. I'm checking on you 100 million times. You good? You okay? What do you need? Any? You know what I mean? I'm that kind of person, and
Right.
I didn't want to bombard you, but I think that from seeing you, knowing your story and things that you had gone through, and I think you speak volume to today. You're necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that you are necessary, right? Because your story, not just your story, but your journey, trafficking through different places and different times, from Cali to Jersey back to Cali. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Georgia. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like when you leave those kind of when you travel those roads and those pathways, you leave your footprints wherever you
Absolutely.
go. And I'm one to believe that when things come back full circle, that journey of victory is in that full circle. And
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely humbled, and I'm honored to sit here with you and to discuss that, because like I don't think we get a chance to tell each other, yo, I absolutely love you, and I appreciate you, and you are worth it. You know what I'm saying? Your sacrifice, all of the things that happen comes back around for your healing in this journey. Yo, like, this is dope. I'm very proud of you. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Like,
it took a lot though. It's
yeah, I
not.
know.
I may honestly say that I make it look easy. My Instagram and Facebook and whatever else platform and the Google situation, it looks like it's a lot easier. So it's not, because
Yeah.
even in 2017, I ended up with an occupational lung disease and almost died twice in that moment.
I remember that.
So it was a lot of factors, a lot of pieces. So I actually have 19 certifications in art therapy, life coach.
Hold on. Let me just circle back around. Did you hear her say 19 certifications in art therapy?
Yeah.
Yo.
And I'm also a art therapy life coach as well as a regular life coach.
Wow.
Because you get tired of sitting in front of therapists and counselors and nobody can get through your story. So I decided to go in this self-help journey. And by me doing that, it allowed me to have coping skills um, that you just don't pick up along the way. You're not taught, you're not given. And then when the dust clears and everybody's gone, you still got to figure out how to decipher through it. And by me doing that allows me in my journey to be able to utilize those tools with others and they don't even know it.
Wow.
It wasn't about, sitting down, now I can make money from, counseling people it's not even about that. It's being able to help as many people as I can heal wholeheartedly to be able to be better people,
Right.
first to love themselves and no longer bury what they went through or, keep suppressing it, but to face it, deal with it head on and let's get through it,
Man. I'm at awe because that, some people don't make it through that. You know what I mean? And your strength, man, it means the world to me. I know it means the world to you. And like you said, it's still an ongoing battle. I know
It
it
is.
is. You know what I mean? And that just get up. Let me go put my hands into some art. Let me go fix this coffee and touch this canvas.
Just to keep my head together,
Listen. Again, I say, I'm humbled. I'm honored. You are important to what we do, and I'm grateful that you're still triumphing and still doing what you do, because in that speaks your victory, and that speaks volumes of your voice. You know what I mean? I watched a lot of your art come through these channels, and people not really understand. They just, oh, that's another piece of, oh my God, that's nice. I'm just gonna go. But do you understand the journey that was behind it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm waiting on that to be written, by the way. You know what I mean?
So about that.
Okay.
I don't know if I really want to write it out, but I'm willing to talk it out. So part of what I want to do is, that's why I say like this whole podcast thing you got is really dope, because I'm ready to sit on a platform and be able to begin to speak and talk about it.
So,
so I'm ready for that. A book, it's good for a moment.
Yeah.
But I YouTube everything. I cut certain sermons on in the morning. Like I'd rather see it and hear it versus me reading anything.
Yeah.
So I'd rather put it visually in front of you.
Okay.
And to tell my journey and my story so you can keep going back to it.
What? I just want to hear that again. I want to know if my guy in the back hears that.
There's no book though.
Word. That's dope, because people nowadays, I'm finding, even before the pandemic, people are very visual. They like to hear it, they like to see it. You know what I mean? And rather than to have to read, you know what I mean? I want to hear it. I listen to podcasts every morning, and I'm like, yo, where were you at 20 years ago? You know what I mean?
The thing is, if it was there 20 years ago, we probably wouldn't have utilized it in the magnitude we can today. So.
Right. Absolutely. And listen, first of all, y'all heard it right here. Right here, Top Class Radio, stage left. Vernine Hill. It's officially Inside Out. Don't get it twisted. We're working. And my sister is working. She's doing her thing. She's doing big things. And she's as Shaka Khan said, she's rolling through the rushes. You dig? Rolling through the rushes. This is being intentional about your healing and speaking about your journey. I feel like the more we get our journeys out, the more we talk about it. You know what I mean? And people are able to usurp and feel that power. You know what I mean? It becomes, our stories become the stories that children will tell down the road. Our generations will tell, like, yo, you don't know? When Chris, tell my man I said hi. Chris, what's up? Shout out to the boy, the young man doing his thing. Listen, when he gets old enough and he has his children, he's going to say, yo, that was your grandma. That's your grandma. That's your mama.
Yeah,
she did this.
To hear him sometimes, he doesn't really say it to me, but when he's in defense mode, like, yeah, that is my mom. If I'm going to be like anybody, it's going to be like my mom, It's been a different journey, to be in a place to actually be transparent and be intentional. It's been a hard journey, like I told you when we talked on the phone, is that, when we talked about, anything you can't touch. And I'm like, no, I think I air my own dirty laundry, being approached. Because I used to always say, my daughter passed. And then I have a reporter come up and was like, well, tell me about her suicide.
Wow.
When I tell you that, everything inside of me burned. So it's like, instead of hiding behind that, if I'm trying to clear everything else up, let me face this and let me deal with this. And it's no longer nothing you can pull out of a hat. Like, let's talk about it. In that process, let's talk about the kids who reached out to me after she did.
Right.
Let's talk about the parents that I've sat down with, especially the mothers, trying to figure out how I got through something that they still struggling through.
Wow.
Let's talk about those things, not necessarily the process and what happened. If we can't fix it, we can't do nothing about it. It's not important.
Right.
But how do we prevent the rest of the kids doing what they're doing?
Right.
That part.
So are we at a point where the purging, because when you're a parent, you feel everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Everything.
And it's the tears that you don't cry that are still left. You know what I mean? Are we some nights are harder than others?
As I can say, there's a lot of nights, a lot of days. There's moments, and both the girls that work with me, both the young ladies, they both have personality traits of my daughter. And I constantly say, man, this is like Bree. But the crazy part about it is I look at the irony in it is that, even with her not here,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I'm still surrounded by
Wow.
her,
Yeah.
her presence, you
That's
know?
what's
So I try to find a light in every situation.
Absolutely.
And not necessarily cling on to them because I'm missing my daughter, but being able to identify those childlike moments and the maturity and, you know, the reckless driving situations and, you know, it's
no, Rihanna, no.
You know, all
Road
of those
rage.
moments, you know, it's a lot that, you know, brings back that moment of Brianna. And I'm grateful for that. You know, I'm grateful for those moments, because if we don't have something in front of us, we totally can lose ourselves and our lives and everything else within grief. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's no outline for that.
Absolutely.
It was 5 chapters in my life coach book, but it's not really a major outline.
I hear that. And we're covering you. Just know that, like, yo, it doesn't matter. You go. I mean, they some rough shoulders. You know, the queen tell me that all the time. Yo, your shoulders is hard. Get out of here. So Bob, hey boo,
right? Hey love.
But you know, we like I said, like I appreciate you. Man. I'm in awe, because we've been through some trying things,
some major things,
yes.
And the best thing I can say is that it's right on the other side of don't quit.
Hey, come on now. Come on now.
So if I can get through it, I mean, if I sat and laid this laundry list down, you know, I could sometimes myself say that I'm just tired. I get tired too. You know, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I was crying in my assistant's boobs. Like, I can't do this no more. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm throwing in the towel.
Would they say, get up? No. Get up. I'm going to go get you some ice cream. We're going to love on you. I'm going to get this blanket.
She told me I better get it together because we had work to do. Like, it was chop. But it's that tough love, you know?
Yeah.
It's necessary. I mean, when I tell you my whole team was orchestrated.
Wow.
I have this thing with butterflies, and every single one of the ladies that are on my journey, they all have butterfly tattoos.
Listen, let's talk about that.
When I tell you that I don't have one yet, but each one of them, it was like there's got to be something, because you know I don't cling to a lot of women, females or whatever, but these just kind of showed up. You know, even with Tanya, who's my assistant, my executive assistant, she kind of just came in one day. It was like, look, download the app. Let's sit down. Let me take over your calendar. Let me do this for you.
Wow.
You know, and then hands on from day one, no matter what it is. I think we got about over 70 first.
Yeah.
And things that we've done together in less than a year. On top of that, we're talking maybe 6 months.
Wow.
That we've done. And Keisha, Renee, same thing. But finally, we learned that they all have butterfly tattoos. And it was like dreamed about them all. And we're all here. And they all play a very, very, very important part in this journey. It's almost like if I didn't have them in those moments we talk about grieving, when I'm away from family, I'm isolated, nobody would ever know.
Wow.
You know, and these 3 ladies actually are able to pinpoint it and go from there.
Strength.
Yeah.
That's my barrier. Like, look, y'all putting the wall up tonight. We got walls. And that's dope, man. Just, you know, we all long to have that kind of, you know, support wall, support staff around us, people that we can trust with our innermost.
And I can trust them 3.
That's what's up.
With anything, with everything. I mean, I was naked when I did the body modes, and you know, like, you know, it was very interesting, I must say. But it's a different level of stress, you know what I mean? And you know, we all pretty much, I don't know, it's something I've never experienced, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it definitely stands out in a situation. I have friends, I have best friends, I have all of that. Yeah. But when it comes to them 3, it's totally something I'd never experienced. Wow. Especially when it comes to Tanya.
Okay.
You know? Okay. Definitely a different situation.
She must be the crazier out of the 3.
No, she's honestly the one who keeps it all together.
Okay, she's a
tranquil situation, and she brings it back together. And
so Rihanna's in the background saying, because we crazy. We cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But that's good. You have a well-balanced team.
I do.
And that's very important in our journey through this.
It is.
You know, some people, nah, sir, no ma'am. You won't be on this one.
Mm-mm.
Maybe there's something else God wants you to do, but not this time.
Right.
But that's phenomenal. And I believe in having shared journeys. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
people when they look at you, they like, yo, she's reckless. No, you don't know my story.
Right.
Be careful about what you say. And that's really when you surmise everything. Some people, they have third eyes. Like, oh, your judgmental eye is unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
I'm gonna pluck you away. But yeah.
But when you play for discernment, that's something different.
Yeah. See,
So
come on. See, you know what? Stop it, because the preacher in me might come out.
I'm telling you, I already know.
That discernment is very necessary.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It's different than the third eye to me.
Yeah.
It's
especially when you've been in the field and some people have taken advantage the way they shouldn't have, and you're like, you know what? I learned my lesson from that. I won't be back over there. See when I
right
now. What about those people now that's still looking like, man, I should have just stayed put. You know what I mean? I should have just
Right.
It wasn't for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like I said, I'm sitting in the background and I'm watching your journey, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy because you don't get a chance to see that kind of strength. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even when, like you said, when it's not really.
I'm always I'm looking for a full body massage or something that I can go in for like 2 months and then come out revived, because it's one of those things that I've always had to carry the world on my shoulders. You know, we worked together years ago.
Oh, did I not say it? That McDonald's thing was tripping. Shout out to the old school Mickey D fan.
Those like that was the beginning of my journey. Back then I was
young. Crazy then. I was a little bit more quiet, and in my thoughts until I had to be reckless for a reason. But yeah.
So it's been back then. Time. It has.
And listen, we talking almost 20.
I was 16.
Yes. Wow. Listen.
That's way more than 20.
We won't tell you no more. You have been privileged. We'll tell you no more.
So it's been a long journey. So in those years, almost 30.
Wow.
Learned a lot, been through a lot.
Absolutely.
And it's good when you come out on top.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I'm saying? And it's where I stand and where I live is I don't allow people to control me.
That's what.
And control is when somebody can change your disposition. They can change how you move, how you think. You getting angry, you getting mad. My block game is serious.
Listen, serious. Talking about it. I'll give people the cold shoulder in a minute. They be like, you just cold shoulder me? You don't even know.
Man,
I'm gone now.
I be going through my friends list like, do we really know each other? Oh, this business. Oh, you just being nosy? I'm gonna let you sit. I'm gonna need them too. You gotta have at least 3% of those. Right. The trolls. You gotta have
the trolls. Them. They always there.
But they know though. They know who they are.
Them the ones that view and don't leave a comment. They just click on the
better
volume.
yet, it's the ones that come up to you and be like, "What you just posted this morning? Oh yeah. This and the third." It was like, well, did you read what it said? Because it wasn't even talking about me. So I'm just trying to see where we at with it. So
for those trolls, I have one thing to say. No, I ain't gonna say that on there. I ain't gonna say that.
I can't go from discernment
Behave
to
yourself, L.
to the preacher to the hood.
It's crazy though, because we've learned to just, you know what? I don't have patience for that. I don't gotta say nothing to that.
Patience.
Yeah. See when I see it.
Patience is my greatest virtue right now. I mean, I watch so much happen in moments, and I'm just sitting there and people waiting for me to respond, waiting for something to happen. And I just be like, good.
Like flipping the antennas. Like, she gonna say something.
It's waiting.
Nah. Chrissy be like, why are you so nice?
I get that.
See, because if I give them all my energy, I won't have energy for y'all.
Yeah.
It's pointless. I just let them talk. Because they're going to be sitting in that same spot 20 years from now. We go get that Grammy and we go get that SP. We go get, you know what I mean? That's what I say. Like, I'm speaking things into existence. Just go ahead now.
And we keep ourselves at least 3 to 6 months in advance. And we also have a year goal already in place. And I think sitting down after September the 17th, I was lost
Yeah.
because I had planned so much for that moment and getting up to that moment that I really sit sometimes like, what's next?
Yes.
And I want to say about a week of that, and I'm already in February.
Hey,
So
come on, let's go.
and planning for things for next year. So it's all I do, even in the middle of everything, is just continue to pour
Yeah.
and continue to plant seeds. That's it.
Now, let's talk about why you're here this week, right? A few years back, you started with the Boxing Hall of Fame over at the Claridge.
Yes.
And you had a whole exhibit there,
Yes.
which was super dope. It was crazy.
It was different. Like, I didn't even know boxing and art went together. I learned a lot that year.
Come
So
on through.
it was pretty cool.
And so, but you also had someone near and dear to you that was honored. Was that?
Who?
No. I'm thinking about. I thought your pops was honored at one of those.
Robert? I'm not sure. I don't
No?
think so. I don't know. I don't think
Okay.
so. It doesn't ring a bell right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but he's always been there. The years that I wasn't there, he's been there, like, to support me and still show up.
Okay.
You know, so.
And so this week we're back
We're back
for the Boxing Hall of Fame.
We are.
And so what do we?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any art because I've had a crazy year trying to balance it all.
Yeah.
But it's great to be back in the world where, you know, I honestly love being. You know, it's a different world for me. It's something that it's new and I'm still learning. But being able to be a part of it is truly, truly amazing. And that whole team, Ray and his team, are absolutely amazing in the process of it. You know, and getting and being able to work with the international artists. Patrick Killian, like, that's okay. I remember the first time, like, when he showed up in 2019. Yeah, it was 2019 when I first met him. I showed up to the hotel and we were putting stuff in there, and I just showed up, like, you know, kind of sort of like I am after 14 hours of driving. Mm-hmm. And when I came back that evening dressed up, he said to me, "Ooh, you clean up well." And I started cracking up. So that's like something I'll never forget. But even to be able to sit down and, you know, talk to him across the table and everything, and look how not far, but how much he's grown even in this process. And now that, you know, my air is clearing, even though I've been doing a lot, you know, grieving is a lot, you know, yes. It's a toll. And even though I make it look easy, it truly hasn't. So, you know, I'm excited about next year and what's to come with it, with me being back full-fledged and totally having a clear head and clear mind and, you know, a clear table to be able to get back into the game with it. So
absolutely.
Because it's time. I gotta put in my work. So before they replace me.
No, they're not replacing you. You're one of a kind. She's one of a kind, guys. Okay. So now what's so are you working on a new exhibit? And
well, right now I have some wooden butterflies that we made that are actually going into an international butterfly garden when I get back. The angel wings are going to be put up when I get back. I have a paint party that I partnered with a young lady, Keisha Bibbs. Okay. She teaches firearms and things like that. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to collaborate on that and bring that together. That's in October. November, I've been helping out with the gallery, and we're trying to do a military art show, trying to help push all of that. In the background, I've picked up some kind of way a special needs group of adults that I have, and I also have special needs children in art classes that I teach as well. Nice. And then Wednesdays I just teach a regular art class every Wednesday. Closing out the year, we're looking to do a art show. Okay. We did an art show with 10 artists who had never exhibited, the youngest being 6. Wow. The week after my show. And Tanya set me up for that, though. I didn't know none of them, like, never did this before. Like, really never did it before. So we had to really get them, from scratch. Wow. And get them to show up. And then out of that show, it was about 30 pieces that sold, which is a lot, you know. Dope. So you're talking 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. And then a lady that's in 20, I think she's like 23, 24, And then a gentleman who never put his photography out, he sold something as well. So it was truly, truly amazing.
Wow.
So, I mean, then going into this year, I mean, my art show that I want to do next year,
Yeah.
that's going to be amazing.
Okay.
So we got
Okay.
I'm trying to pull in an A list.
I need dibs.
Artists
I need
coming in.
dibs.
You know, I had Barb Cherie there with me, who is my dear friend.
Ooh.
She did my one for September the 17th.
Yes.
She'll probably be back as well.
Okay. Okay.
We trying to figure that out, what we got going on. But I think that if you miss this one, the next one is going to be totally different. You
Yeah.
know, it's going to be definitely a black tie affair, stepping up the notch,
Come on, sis,
going
come
to a
on.
historical district.
So
to
we
a
done
location.
down in
It's Georgia.
Warner Robins. Okay.
It's going to be in
Georgia,
Georgia.
baby. If you don't get them peaches now, you're going to lose out on it.
I'm going to run it in Georgia. You know, they've
Nice.
definitely shown me a good amount of love there. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Why not? What's not to love about you? Listen, Rihanna, put up the I heart you. I heart you forever. Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, so if you don't know now you know, you're in the know. My Facebook family and all you viewers and listeners out there, Top Class Radio 609 stage left. If you don't know, you have been thoroughly blessed and able to partake in this beautiful sister, her artistry, her journey, the things that's coming up. You heard it. I'm telling you, you better get your tickets now. I'm already looking for flights in my mind. I'm scroller dexing. I don't mind driving, but I gotta fly there first.
Yeah.
But please go to Officially Inside Out on Instagram, on Facebook. Check out my sister Vernine Hill. And I want you to like, and share. Share, please. Because this journey you don't want to miss. The beautiful things that are being transpired with these hands, her hands. You don't want to miss. It's going to be more than immaculate, right? Then I want you to be able to get your timeless piece, either a butterfly or a wing. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about fried. I'm talking about actual wooden. I want you to be able to be blessed by what she's put her hands to and share it with the world, because that's what we do.
I mean, I'm truly down with like the butterflies. Like my goal literally is to have 21, and not only in every state but every city. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. It's like the ones that we have, people stop, they take pictures for hours, and, you know, they talk about it all the time, what they represent to them, you know, not only death, but life and color and all of that. So don't have to be in Georgia to get those.
That's
either,
right.
You know, so
come on now. Give them your information on how to find you and to purchase.
Well, the wings we are finalizing with those. I wanted to first plant them and start that journey. And from that point, we're going to start pushing that, because not everything, but most of what I do is custom. So when it comes to the butterflies, there will be something put up probably after this now, like no later than 2 weeks to have it. But it's to be able to personalize it to what it is you want, the colors you want, you know, to be able to bring it to life in your eyes or your view of it.
Okay.
You know, so.
Nice. I'm going to have to put my order in. Because I definitely I've seen quite a few of your pieces, and for a while I just didn't have any place to hang any art, but I do now. And so I want to be able to purchase something custom made.
I'm down.
Right. Because when I tell you I'm always in awe of your art. Every bit of it. I've seen some of your smaller pieces, your larger pieces, grand wall size things. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to get up and say, "Yo, that's my sister that did that." You know what I mean? We pay homage to each other,
right?
You know what I mean? That's how you say you pay homage. And when you purchase and you take care of your family members and your sisters, your brothers in artistry, that's what you do. You're paying homage to them. And I want to be able to pay homage to you and put you right where, in a perfect spot, you know what I mean, on that wall. Because I have I'm actually building my own creative space, and so it's just gonna happen.
Nice. I look forward to it.
Yeah. So, and I'm
I
gonna get
love to
down to
hear that
Georgia.
vision, that thought. And this, listen, I live in a 4-bedroom, and I tell everybody I live out of 3 of those. Chris's room is, held up. So just let me know when. I just got to clean up. I got a art office,
Right.
art studio, and then I got a bedroom shared with art. Right, my living room, 2-car garage is all art.
It's nothing but art.
But you're more than welcome.
Word.
I'll make one of those extra bedroom.
Georgia.
Come hang out. We sit and chill.
Oh
you know.
man, I'm excited about that. I'm
Yeah.
definitely coming though. I'm definitely coming. I'm telling you, I'm scrolling decks and the flights in my brain.
When I tell you, it's funny because people who do come or take the opportunity to come share my world, it's like I can't get rid of them. They're just like you're just, things are so peaceful. Like it's just a different aura.
Don't
that
you
I
have a home to get to?
Right. But I love it because if I can create a safe space, then let that be it.
Word.
It don't bother me.
Word.
Just when I lock my door, don't knock, just let yourself out. I'm good with that.
And that's on life, mama.
That's about it, right? That's how it goes.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the things that you're doing. I'm grateful. I'm very humble. And I appreciate you stopping by to feel this atmosphere with that love.
Absolutely.
And that journey talk, you know what I mean? Because we are each other's backbone. We are each other's strength. And so listen, I got a lot of strong strength in these arms. You need it. You got it. I don't mind giving some, break you off and give you some. No.
Yeah, I admire you though. People need this platform. I've learned in my journey that I'm sharing as, it gets people through. Yeah. And when I don't, it's amazing how many people inbox me like, you good? You straight? Because I'm looking for what you posting. So you creating a space like this and allowing people to come in and talk. And, I appreciate that as well. Thank you. I didn't know what to expect. We talked about this all the way here. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm getting into, but we're going to do it.
Because Elle's crazy. She might say, I'm like, remember that time when? No.
We don't have too many of those, though.
That's a great thing.
It is.
I'm not that kind of person, though. I wouldn't say Elle be out here bucking.
But I can tell you a lot about her, though. Because the streets be talking. Look, I'm only playing.
The streets be, I know they do.
Shh. Listen.
Listen. I'm excited, though, and I'm grateful. I'm humble for this right here. And I'm grateful to be able to be a pillar and access to our journeys and stories, because I'm telling you, it's something special in each one of us. And I need the world to know that, listen, by way of South Jersey, you know what I mean? We have some dope artists and some really, really marvelous people.
Yeah, we do.
And we're just as hospitable as anybody else until you step on our corn. You know what I mean? My mom used to say, you better not step on my corn. But hey. Yeah. But I'm just grateful to be that open access, and I'm humble. Thank you for accepting and coming through. Listen, y'all, this is the first stop she made coming through Jersey.
14 hours later.
Listen,
14 hours.
That's because y'all not in tune with your girl, your big sis Elle Vintage. Y'all just be thinking I be talking out my mind. But listen, we making moves, and Stage Left can't thank you enough.
All right, thank you both.
Yeah, so y'all heard it here. I want you to go follow my sis. Get with her story. Go get you some art. When them butterflies hit, I want to be sold out. I'm not playing with y'all. Find a butterfly and plant it in your garden, because the birds need a friend too. And then come back and tell us how you love it, okay? The colors, all of that beautiful stuff. You heard it here. 609 Stage Left on IG. Please go to Top Class Radio. Download the radio station to your phone, your iPad, your computer, whatever you got to do. Just know it's a go for you, okay? Top Class Radio. We here, Elle Vintage, Stage Left, and we signing off. Peace.